everybody. It is Janet Metzger with the Network Marketers Den, and I am really, really excited. I am here today with Jen Gear. You know, I've been, I guess you could say, stalking Jen. I'm watching all of her posts on Facebook, and she is the consummate professional with her business. She has a lot of fun with it. You know, she's been in direct selling for 16 plus years, so a ton of experience with a couple of different companies. But in all cases, she's got the ability to balance her life. She's a mom, she's a wife, she's busy with her kids and doing a lot of different things. And because of that, she's kind of changed her direct selling model that, get this, 100% online. Well, not 100%. She does one event a year. So I'm really excited to bring to everybody Jen Gear. She's from Casper, Wyoming. So out in a beautiful part of our country that is just so beautiful, and I'm envious of it. And Jen, I want to welcome you, and I'm excited to have you here, and I know our listeners are as well.
Thank you, Janet. I truly appreciate being here.
So what else should we know about you? Tell us a little bit more about you that I didn't add, that our listeners should hear.
I think you covered a lot. You know, mom, wife, you know, fur baby mama, I guess. I don't know. I truly love the flexibility. So I'm just that entrepreneur spirit that just doesn't want a traditional job, I guess.
Right. And having done it for a long time, 16 years, that's a nice long life, if you will. So right up front, Jen is a consultant with Paparazzi, which is the jewelry company. Great jewelry. I love the jewelry. It's fun. It's fashion jewelry. And it does not matter what company you're with. The tips that Jen will be sharing with you work for everybody. But have you always done your business online 100%? Or is that changed?
No, back in the beginning, before Facebook Live, before Facebook really took off, I did home parties. I did every event I could possibly find, all the way down from, bowling events. I would go set up a little card table. I would sit outside stores and tailgate. Anything anybody would let me just have a table, a card table, just a small card table, I would go do. So I did everything. I was hesitant to get online when Facebook started, opening up Facebook Lives. I didn't even really get into it till after about a year. It had already been out. So I was hesitant. And now I love it. I mean, totally hooked to be just right. Online. It's way more flexible to be online than going to event to event to event. So.
And carrying all the inventory and doing all of those things. So really and truly, you've been doing the Facebook Lives now for about four years, something like that, 4 or 5 years? Okay.
Well, full-time about the last 2 years. And before that, it was maybe once a week, sporadic. The last 2 years, I've been consistent to 3 to 5 times a week.
3 to 5 times a week. Okay. So have you found that, this is the world. We went through pre-pandemic, the pandemic, where we couldn't do our business except online, and now things are starting to open up. Did you find your business in the Facebook Lives changed during the course of the pandemic and what it might look like going forward?
It did. More people were home, so people could be on their phone or watching for hours. So when we were in the pandemic and stuck home per se, we would do longer live shows. So they would be an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours long. And then as things started opening up, people, they're ready to go on vacation. They're ready to go on trips. And live shows right now, as we are chatting, are just short and sweet. If you can do 5 to 15 minutes tops, multiple times a day or multiple times a week, you are going to get way more reach than you are going live 1 day a week for 3 hours. You are going to just get so much more because Facebook will push you out more when you have short videos. And they're more likely to sit and watch 15 minutes versus, oh my gosh, I know Jen's going to be on 3 hours. I'm not hanging out. I got to water the yard. I have to go to an outdoor band or something like that. So
Right.
they're more likely to catch you.
Okay. So you're saying, what I heard you say is that you're doing it multiple times a week or multiple times a day. Can you elaborate maybe like what your schedule might look like if you had a week of lives? Could you just share a little bit about that with us?
For me, I go live twice a day at 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. And they are 5 to 10 minutes tops. And then I do sporadic training lives just whenever I feel like, oh, I got time, and I don't worry about getting all fancy or cleaned up. I just have my hair in a ponytail, and I will show people how to mail stuff, or I will say, this is what we're doing today. We're out at the beach or something. I don't think a lot into it, because the more you sit and think about it, then you're going to talk yourself out of pushing that live button. Like if your hair's not perfect, or if you're if you're not put together 100%, I just do it because people want to see you. They know you. Most of the people that see you up front in the beginning is your friends and family. And then you'll start attracting people that are strangers that become those friends. So it really is the just do it attitude and go for it,
So you're saying it doesn't have to be perfect.
No. And when you can nail that one down, you're fine. Because in the beginning I was very nervous about everything had to be perfect, or my nails, just little things that I notice about myself. I'm like, your hair has to be curled. I'm like, whatever, just go.
Just go.
You will talk yourself out of it. If I am live at 7 a.m. but I slept in, because it happens from time to time, I'll put on a funny hat, and Facebook has filters. So you can have a funny face filter, and nobody can see that you have not showered or put your makeup on. And then they laugh because they're like, oh my gosh, that hat and that funny beard face you got, you're bringing a smile to their face. And you might be thinking, I didn't have time to shower. Forget it. I'm not going to go live. But no, you have to be consistent. You just, that little bit each day is what's going to grow your business in 3 to 6 to 9 months.
Okay. So tell us why you pick the 7 a.m. in your mountain time, right? But it's basically first thing in the morning and at the end of the day. Tell us why those times. What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, for right now, it's summer. And at our house, I am the stay-at-home mom, basically, you want to say. My kids are home with me. I'm up early, I work, and then I enjoy the day with my children. So it's my schedule. I was like, it works for me. Maybe some people aren't on at that time, but that's okay. It works for me. My shoppers can shop replays. And I have the whole afternoon off. So I get up really early. I have my schedule, and then I'm done by 10 a.m. So 10 to 5 o'clock in the summer, I can do things with my kids and not be stuck to a computer or stuck, having to do something. In the time that they go back to school, my schedule changes just a little bit, but not a lot. So
not a lot. And if you think about it, I mean, you're not unique to this schedule. I mean, most people, if they have to go to a full-time job, they're online first thing in the morning, and then after supper and everything is done, that's when you sit down and maybe you're looking at it. So the times make complete and total sense. Now, do you do this 5 days a week then? Is that how you do it?
I do Monday through Friday. If I'm home and feeling like it on a weekend, I'll do it. It just depends on the day on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Sometimes we're going, and other times we're home. So if I'm home, I'll pop on and do a quick show.
You'll pop on. So how do you, so I love the idea, because I have sat on those. No, I haven't. Truth be told, I cannot sit for 2 hours. I'm not very good at sitting. Okay. So when I saw those, I'm like, I can't do it. I just want to pop on. So when you do a short live, 10, 15 minutes, what do you cover? I mean, are you doing a whole bunch of different things? Are you staying focused on one area? I'm just trying to think of, to help people, because I love what you said, to just do it, just get on.
Yeah.
And number two, but sometimes you do have to have some prep, but you don't want it to be too much prep. So how do you get ready and decide what you're going to talk about on your live?
That's a great question. I will tell you, I don't think a lot into it. I ask for, people's suggestions. If they say, I want to see purple necklaces, then I grab 10 purple necklaces. If they say maybe blue rings, I'll grab blue rings. But if nobody requests anything, I just make something up. Oh, Susie asked for black metal necklaces. Let's see those really quick. But I just do it, and because the more you think into it, you'll be like, oh, well, I don't have anything that matches those blue earrings, so I can't make a set. And then you stall and you hesitate. But if you just think, oh, I got to show something today, something will pop up. You can say, oh, a red. Someone needs, it's 4th of July weekend. How about a little red, white, and blue? But you look at maybe, the holidays or what's coming up, but just grab a few things and show them. I try to do sets. I think I enjoy having a matching necklace and earrings. So I always try to do sets at least once a day. And the same with those. I look for colors that are similar and patterns, but I don't spend a lot of time, oh my gosh, will this really match? I don't know. I don't, because the more time you spend doing that, the less time you have to go live and to show this stuff. And
right. So you're picking a theme, basically, a color theme.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes complete and total sense. I get it, because sometimes the prep stops people from doing things.
Yes.
One of the things that I have noticed about your posts on social media is that when you do your pictures, and again, this does not, just because you're selling jewelry, this makes a difference. It doesn't matter if you're makeup, skincare, whatever the case may be. I notice you stay very focused, and you don't have 14 different pictures, but you kind of stay with the same ones. Can you talk about how you make your posts simple, and they're very user friendly, very readable, if you will? I don't know how else to say it.
No, that's great. Keep it simple is one of the things I'm an overthinker, but I have to tell myself, keep it simple. Because if you sell candles or clothes or anything, and you create an album of 500 pieces, they're going to get to the 5th one and say, forget it, because nobody has time to look through 500 things. But if you can say you sell candles, right? If you can take your candle with maybe a flower or something that it smells like, I'm thinking like a garden flower. I don't know. I stink of flowers, gardenia or something. And you had a fake flower, and you could just set it and take your own picture of it and post it. Facebook will share more personal photos than they will ever share a stock photo, which is something.
Oh, I did not know that. Yep. Okay.
So if you take your own photos of your products, they just push it more. Facebook will show more people. But if you're stock photos of everything you have, well, so does that consultant and that consultant and that consultant. So it becomes spam technically, right? But if it's your personal photo where you do create a set of, maybe you sell clothes. I know there's companies that sell clothes and candles and all kinds of things.
Right.
You take a minute and create that for them. That person is going to go, I need that whole thing. I need the candle because it smells like roses, and I love her rose colored shirt, and they have bracelets, all of that stuff. You're going to sell more, and you kept it simple to one image. And then your wording to whatever image you post, the words need to be short and sweet as well, because no one's going to read 4 paragraphs.
Right.
They're going to read the first couple sentences. Barely Anybody pushes show me more.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, I learned something right there about the personal photos.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think about when I post pictures of my dog. See, there was another reason I liked it, because you're a fur mom. I get it. So am I. But when I post pictures of my puppy, I get more activity, and I guess that's the reason why. I get it. Wow. So let me ask you this, and when you and I talked before, we didn't really talk about this, but I'm really curious. I saw a post that you had today, and it said that today you were going to go to the pool. You love going to the pool with your kids, and then it said, my boss is letting me go, meaning you. How do you, because you're doing 100% online, how do you stay inspired for yourself?
Well, there are days, and everybody has those days where you think, I should really just go get a job. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I just want that guaranteed paycheck, right? But then this actually happened to me in January. I got offered a very good job, but then I was like, okay, can I have the time off to go to my kids' track meets? Can I take them to this? Can I take them to that? So you have to remember your why. Why are you doing it? Because we do forget our why. And then the other thing I will tell you that has definitely worked for me is to time block your day. And when my kids went on summer break, I moved everything I had to do around on my calendar. And I'm very diligent at when I get up in the morning, I have, 2 hours to do this or that. And if I sleep in, it's okay. I don't beat myself up. But I know that I have to, post photos or take photos or send images, responding to people. But it is very detailed to where at this time I got to do these things. And then I have the whole day open. But staying inspired is just doing it, keep going. And always thinking, would I pay me? Would I pay me for what I did today? If I had this employee working underneath me, would I pay her for her job, or would I said, oh my gosh, I should fire her right now? I've had a lot of great jobs before I went into network marketing. I really have. I can't complain. But I think about that. I think, did I work hard enough for my paycheck today? And it keeps me going. I also listen to a lot of just motivational stuff. I'm always learning. I get better every day. I try to be a better leader to my team. I try to be a better at customer service, all of those things. So you have to continue to learn and grow if you want to have a larger business.
Absolutely. I love that. Would I pay myself today? That's really good. That's
would
really good. And there's days when I wouldn't pay myself. I hear you. Yep. And the why. It's all about the why. And not only your why, but I always say, do you know what your team's why is? Yes. So let's go down a different path. I'm really curious because you have built a really large team. Mm-hmm. And again, you're doing it online. What would you say to our audience are not that there's secrets, but how do you build a team online?
Well, I believe you share a story of why people join your team. We have people on our team that are from every different profession. Some are moms, you attract kind of what you are. I'm a mom, so I will attract more moms, but we also start building relationships with people that shop with you. We have doctors, we have lawyers, all these different people on our team that do this as a side business just for something fun. Mm-hmm. But as of building the team and keeping the morale going and just visiting, build relationships, get to know them for who they are, about their family, things like that. Hopefully I was going the right way. I was like,
no, okay. I'm all about the relationship side of it, but that's very interesting to hear about the diversity of your team in terms of the different professions, because most people tend to recruit down rather than recruiting up, which is what you have done. So what you're doing is you're offering, once you've built the relationship, which is the key.
Yes.
And then you talk to them about the opportunity, and it's up to them whether or not they want to do it. But also very interesting. I love what you said about that they do this for fun, because to me, direct selling is fun. I mean, you sell fun stuff. I mean, you get to wear blingy jewelry during the day, and nobody thinks you're crazy when you do it. So it's a beautiful thing. Right. So now you are in your home office right now, right? So just say it, because I would love for everybody to see what you got. This is your studio. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
This is, behind me is just kind of like some awards and things that I've earned, but I can move the camera so you can see. What I did is I took over a guest bedroom because I owned a brick and mortar store for 9 years. And I didn't want to pay the rent anymore, basically. In a nutshell, I wanted that. It was a lot of money, And then you were tied to an hour, kind of like an hourly job. You were stuck there.
Right.
When I moved it into my home, I turned this room into just basically pegboard, and I used a old dog kennel to build walls. The metal bars that go around this room, I zip tied pegboard to it, and it's just simple and affordable. I don't believe in spending a lot of money to have something in your home. You just want to be able to, what you see behind me is a lot of what my shoppers see, so they don't have to see everything behind you. That's the beautiful part. You can put up a light bulb, a light, and then you go live on your phone or your computer. But everything else behind the scenes is pegboard and jewelry hanging. I'll show you. Let me see if I don't shake you up too much. Okay. But it really is.
Okay.
Just pegboards and tubs and, hooks and things like that. But I'm a visual person, so my jewelry is out. There are lots of consultants that have stuff inventoried and organized and fancy. For me, I have it out, so I know if Janet says, hey, you have a blue necklace, I can go right to the blue necklaces and do a quick 5-minute personal video for her to show her everything that I have. So.
Oh, that's great. A personal video. So for our listeners, I think that's really great. No matter as you talk to somebody, because that's how you can build a relationship, do a personal video for them, whether you're selling skincare, jewelry, or nutrition, it really doesn't matter. But what's great about your setup is you don't have to think about it. You've got it set up all the time. So it's kind of a plug and play. Which is really great.
Yeah.
Really great. So, so what would you say to our listeners about that are those direct sellers? What are the 3 things? Because you've got so much here. Oh my gosh. What are 3 things that you would tell the direct sellers and network marketers that are building an online business that are the musts? That these are my 3 best pieces of advice?
I would say number 1 is go live. And those that know me, I am a very introverted soul, but going live, you stare at yourself. It's just like practicing in front of a mirror. There's nobody in front of you. So if you're an introverted soul, it really does get easy. That would be just number 1. That would be just the big one. Number 2 would be try to create a schedule that works for you. There will always be somebody that says, well, I can't be on at that time, or I can't shop at that time. It will never work unless it works for you. You will give up if you are trying to do something when it works for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, the consistency. That's one word that is constantly said, but it really is true. What you do today is not going to affect you for 3 months. So the little things that you do each day, in 3 months, you'll see the results. So you really have to look ahead to Christmas is coming. I mean, all of those things coming up. If you want a big business at Christmas, you better start working now and don't take the summer off. If you are a busy person, I get it, we all are, schedule out your posts, make sure everything's scheduled out for the day, for the week, and it will help you. But being online where people can see you, if they never see you, they're going to be like, oh, she quit. If you're never posting, well, they're going to find someone else to shop from. So being present online and utilizing Facebook as a business, it will help you grow.
Absolutely. So your advice is spot on. It's going live. That is, you just have to do it. Creating the schedule that works for you. I'm a huge believer in that, because you're not going to make everybody happy. So you got to make you happy when it comes to that. And really the consistency. Yep. And the other thing you said that, Jen, I am just, if I could, I'd hug you right now, because this is so spot on, is that everything that you're doing today doesn't pay off right away. And everybody wants right now.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way. You have to continually fill that pipeline, because chances are the person that joined your team, you did not talk to them today. You talked to them a month or so, or 2 or 3 months ago. So you're spot on. So never, ever, ever give up. And everything you're doing this summer, that's your fourth quarter.
Yes.
That's absolutely your fourth quarter. So Jen, you've got so much to offer, and I know you work closely with your team. You've got great products and jewelry, and you're truly an inspirational leader. So for our listeners, you've got the show notes, and you'll be able to reach out to Jen. But you had shared with me that you've got something special that you want to offer to the network marketers and distributors on the line.
Well, as I mentioned, my number one is Facebook Live. I definitely recommend that. I do have a tip sheet, 10 things about Facebook Live, if anyone is interested. And it's just basic, simple things that you want to remember when you are pushing that live button. And it's something that I've shared with my team. We've done more than once, but we tweak it every time Facebook changes. Now, Facebook changes a lot. So there's always something changing, and we try to keep up with the social media, because when you go live, Facebook will share that a lot more than they will share you posting an album of 10 dresses or 5 new candles you got in. But if you went a 5-minute video and talked about your 5 candles, then it would go a lot better for you. So that's what I have that.
So it's 10 tips on going live. So if you reach out to Jen, you'll see all of her contact information in the show notes. She'll be able to help you with that. But Jen, I can't thank you enough, because even though I have 20 plus years of experience in this business, the business has changed with the Facebook and all of those things, but it hasn't changed, because it's still about the relationships, and you've got that. But I have learned a ton. And I know that our listeners will too. So Jen, I want to thank you on behalf of the Network Marketers Den and myself, because I've learned a ton. It is very obvious why you are successful in your business. And you're a mom, you're a wife, you got a fur mom, you got a lot going on. So I just like to say that you're real, and you can do it. Anybody can do it, but you put the time in. And I love that you are focused and scheduled, and you got such a great life balance, and you know your why. So on behalf of the Network Marketers Den, this is Janet Metzger. I want to thank our special guest this week, Jen Geer, for all that she shared with us. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the future. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.